The specific amounts of 600, 1,000, 2,000, and 5,000 have become central to a growing conversation about direct financial assistance to individuals. These figures, representing potential stimulus checks, rebate checks, dividend payments, or other forms of distributions, are highly influential, which is why they deserve a closer look based on the announcements that have emerged so far this year. This is particularly relevant for anyone actively seeking, requesting, or hoping for some form of financial relief or incentive right now. The current situation is fascinating because we are witnessing widespread discussion and support for channeling significant funds directly to people across the board. It's useful to break down what is unfolding and why this could be a very positive development for those anticipating a payment, regardless of what label is attached to it: stimulus, rebate, dividend, or distribution. For a period of nearly 4 years, following the last stimulus check distribution in early 2021, there was a notable silence. Serious talk about any new direct payments was largely absent from the national discourse. That silence has been broken in a significant way this year. In a relatively short span of time, we have seen 3 distinct official announcements or endorsements from the highest levels of government proposing to send money back to the public. This shift in momentum is a critical point to recognize. The first of these was the introduction of a proposed $5,000 dividend. While this particular proposal was always considered a long shot and ultimately did not come to fruition, its significance lies in the simple fact that it was formally introduced and endorsed, breaking the long-standing silence on the subject. Then, over the summer, a question from a reporter about tariff revenues sparked a response about a potential little rebate. This idea was quickly formalized into a legislative proposal, the American Worker Rebate Act, which called for a $600 rebate payment to individuals, framed as a profit share from collected tariffs. Most recently, a separate and independent interview produced another announcement, this time discussing the distribution of a dividend to the American people in the range of $1,000 to $2,000. This sequence of events, 3 separate proposals ranging from $600 to $5,000 in a matter of months, stands in stark contrast to the previous 4-year period of inactivity. It signals that the concept of direct financial distributions is now firmly back on the table. A common reaction is skepticism about the timing, with many people assuming that if a payment isn't imminent, it will never happen. However, the legislative process, while often slow, has the capacity to move with remarkable speed when there is sufficient urgency. A historical example is the CARES Act in early 2020, which went from conception to money hitting bank accounts in about a month, proving that rapid action is possible when the political will exists. The critical question then becomes, what would create that urgency now? One potential catalyst on the horizon is the electoral cycle, with midterm elections approaching. Another, more immediate catalyst could be the state of the economy. We are currently in what some analysts call a K-shaped economy, where certain segments are thriving while others are struggling significantly. A major economic downturn, while not desirable, could create the political pressure needed for swift action. In such a scenario, the government and central bank would likely intervene aggressively with lower interest rates and potential stimulus to stabilize the situation, which could include the rapid distribution of direct payments to individuals. The pattern of these announcements is also noteworthy. The proposals are not only becoming more frequent, but the time between them appears to be compressing. We moved from a proposal in February to another in the summer to a new one just a couple of months later. This increasing frequency suggests that the idea is gaining traction and is being seriously considered from multiple angles. At this juncture, one of 2 scenarios seems likely. Either this is a coordinated build-up to a significant announcement, or it is a case of raising public expectations without a firm plan to deliver. If it is the latter, the failure to follow through after so much prominent discussion would likely generate significant public frustration and erode trust. The very act of repeatedly suggesting these payments creates an expectation that now almost demands fulfillment. The overarching takeaway is that after years of quiet, the dialogue around direct financial assistance is not only active but accelerating.